Now that beef prices have climbed into the stratosphere and nobody can afford beef anymore, I've been getting some questions about what you can use as an alternative to beef. And I got something great to show you here today on Gaspari Kitchen. So the cut of beef favored by most, if not all, fitness people is filet mignon. Filet mignon has gotten so expensive it's absolutely cost prohibitive to buy. A pound of filet direct from the farmer is 25 bucks a pound. In the supermarket, it's between $30 and $40 a pound. So what's an alternative? You guys hate to hear the word, but it's pork. And here's a pork tenderloin, which is what you make filet mignon out of. And this piece is $4 a pound. So $40 a pound or 10 times less at $4 a pound. You choose. So what they do is they pack one or two of them in here. And what you got to do is you have to do a little work. So I'm going to open this up, take it out of here, and show you what you got to do. It's really simple. It only take a couple of minutes, and it's worth it because you get to save a lot of money. So this is just one. Now, this stuff on the outside right here, this is called silver skin. You got to get rid of this. So always go away from you, and you stick the tip of the knife in like this, and you cut it away. It's in layers, so you got to be patient. You don't want to lose too much, but there's a good piece. And you see how you got a nice, clean meat underneath. So if you have a dog or a cat, these are great scraps for them. And at $4 a pound, you can afford to lose a little. Okay, now when you turn it over, when you get to this side, you'll notice there's a little flap here. So you're going to cut underneath this flap and expose the silver skin. Right here, this little piece right here. You're going to save that for, we're going to do something else with that later. And you can finish taking that off. So what I'm going to do now is cut this into actual filet mignon medallions. Now, this end of the meat, it's too small. So there's a little notch right here. You cut right there and take this piece, put it with the other one that you cut off before. Same on this end. You trim that even. We'll use that for something else. Right here, you're going to have is basically the filet. So I would cut that there. Cut this here. Cut it each into 3 pieces. So you're going to get 6 fillets, about 1.5 inches each. Now, if you turn them up like this, mush them down a little bit, and you see they look just like mini filet mignons that were made out of beef, but these are pork. See how lean they are? Almost no fat at all. So the first thing you got to do, remember, there's almost no fat on these whatsoever. You got to put a little bit of oil on them, just to get the salt and pepper to stick to it. And that's all you're really going to season it with, salt and pepper. So you got a little olive oil on one side, you flip them over, you roll them around, put them back on the other side, and then you're ready to season them. It only takes a second. Boom. Fit them together so you're not wasting it. Salt. Don't worry about putting too much on because this is really just acting like a crust. You really can't over salt it. That's salt and pepper on one side. Flip them over. You'll do the same thing on the other side, and then these will be ready to go. Salt, pepper, and now we can go to the stove and cook them. This is that cast iron pan I told you to get a long time ago and showed you how to season it. This is another great use for it. It's been heating up. It's pretty hot. I can feel it raging from here. A little bit of olive oil in the bottom of that. Start smoking. Then you lay these in one at a time. And you're going to get them seared really good on each side. 4 minutes. Okay, we're right at the 4-minute mark here. I'm going to turn them over. And you see how just kind of like they're perfectly seared. Great color. It looks beautiful. I'm going to cook these another 4 minutes and they'll be ready to go. Now, you don't really have to worry about overcooking these. You don't want to, or they're going to get dried out and taste terrible. I've done this a number of times, so I know 4 minutes on each side is perfect. Okay, Another 4 minutes on this side. These are ready. What I'm going to do is put them into Tupperware, put the cover on, and let them rest. Remember, we did that with, I did that with the steak video. It's really a great concept because you're forcing the heat all the way in through. Cap that off, let them sit, and they'll be good in about 30 minutes. All right, so after 30 minutes, I'm going to just pull one of these out, cut it open for you. Look at that, perfect. Not overcooked, not undercooked. You can cook pork, you know, way under 160. This is probably 140 degrees. It's medium. It tastes amazing. It's tender, flavorful. You're gonna love it. Now, how does this compare to beef? How does this compare to beef tenderloin? Okay, so 3-ounce serving of pork tenderloin is 122 calories, 22 grams of protein, and 3 grams of fat. The same 3-ounce portion of beef tenderloin is 210 calories. So 122, 210, 16.5 grams of protein, and 15 grams of fat. A chicken breast, it's boneless, skinless chicken breast, is 139 calories and 3 grams of fat. So you can see that pork tenderloin is closer to chicken breast than it is to beef. And that's why, remember, the chicken, they were always saying pork is the other white meat. That's why. It's much closer to chicken than beef. It's incredibly tender, flavorful, and it's cheap. And you're going to love it.